Even if you run 36,000 miles all the way through snow and through salt, there's just no way this could ever happen.
My buddy talked me into it, the one who had y'all change the head. And before he showed up at your shop, that head was fine. Until they pay me to recommend this service, I just can't do it.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Slow down, moneybags.
Hey friends, what's up? Alsip Truck Repair, Vadim here. And once again, we're back to working on your trucks. Let's see what interesting stuff goes down today. Let's roll.
All good here. Take a look. A truck just rolled in for a pre-buy inspection listed at 36,000 miles, year 2025. We've already taken a good look at this truck with our own eyes, and to be honest, there's a whole lot, way more than what's listed. The first reasons, there's a ton of rust all over. There's no way a truck this age has this much rust after just 36,000 miles. The whole frame's just been painted. It's brand new. We checked the bolts, the drive shaft, everything's rusty. Even if you run 36,000 miles all the way through snow and through salt, there's just no way this could ever happen. Tires look new and good. They match a 2025. But we're checking the tire markings, and they show week 51 of 2023. Found the most interesting part. The rear axle. Mileage is 160,960 miles. Same thing on the second axle. What we noticed about this truck is that it's just been freshly painted. If you look at the side panel, there's a nice glossy finish here. That's factory paint. Move over a bit, and you can see the paint's got a bumpy, rough texture. That's not how they painted at the factory. The whole back of the truck cab's freshly painted, and you can even see the shine in the paint. Also, if you check out the brake discs, they're really worn down, what you'd expect on a truck with around 200 to 250,000 miles. All the wheel studs are rusty, in terrible shape.
Don't buy painted trucks. They're just not worth it.
We don't recommend buying trucks like this. You could end up losing a lot of money.
Thanks again, really. We managed to avoid a big financial hit.
Anytime.
See, there are people who show up here more often than any other clients, so he's not just a regular customer. And we check Google, seems happy with everything, comes by often, but there's no review. Did you see how many subscribers there are?
Yeah, insane. Fake ones.
No, not fake. Do you think I got the silver play button for nothing? A lot of you might think I boosted my subscriber count, but you can check for yourself. Our main Russian channel has over 400,000 subscribers and posts new videos every day. If you're curious, a pop-up will appear with the playlist on our main Russian channel for this series. So come on in, subscribe, leave a comment, and enjoy the videos. So, can't get the overall sync to work? Well, look, data server is disabled.
I get it. We need a fifth computer, and overall, it's not working.
From what I checked through telematics, it's not active. Because it's already at 150,000 miles, someone must have
In
disabled
the
it.
settings, it's turned off.
The number sync isn't working, right?
It's already running on the 4 main modules. So basically, I can't select it in Daimler to do an update.
Well, they could have disabled it at the Daimler level, so we can't even download anything for it, which is something you can normally do. You can also pull up this PSN XMC, and it'll show if any requests were made there, because basically, if the configuration was somehow disabled at the Daimler level, the dealer sends Daimler a request to change it.
I just copied all the parameters.
Did you reprogram the CPC back to the original factory settings?
No.
All right, well, we'll need to try that. You can check the data disappeared, and we can see in the list when the CPC configuration was changed. Roll it back to that point.
Vlad called. He wants to know if we'll do the bushings under insurance or not.
I'm already fed up with him. I'm gonna write to him now.
He says, if I tell him, well, you call and let them know. He says he called and was told, like, yes. I say, okay, but I need to make sure they'll cover it. And the question is whether we should do it. He just says, if they don't do it, then he wants to pick it up and bring it like that. He says, I kind of want to take it. Well, he's in a hurry.
All right, he's in a hurry. He wants to bring another truck and leave it as collateral, you know? A different truck, and take this one with the clutch. So basically, he's doing things that aren't really standard for us. And the guy who worked on it, well, if it was done wrong and the parts have already arrived, then it'll be on the mechanics to cover it. Time to pay for your own mistakes. Right, Sarega? Unfortunately, we didn't manage to record this conversation when the client decided to pick up his truck on Saturday, and we weren't working. I said, well, pay by card. He says, no, I want cash. I said, all right, then come by and leave the cash. He says, I can't. I tell him where it's in the truck. Basically, we have to get under the seat, take the money, leave the rest. Also grab 20 bucks for Andre as a tip, and another 20 for the mechanics, the ones who worked on this truck like that. Now Andre has to go find the money. Looks like it lost connection to the internet. We thought it was showing 555,000, right? By the way, it's showing 558 here incorrectly. In reality, it's not 558, it's way more. Right now, we've got 382,000 subscribers, 1,100 views, 10 comments, and 48 likes today. Just a quick reminder, it's a Russian channel with lots of content, but this English channel is made especially for you, for viewers here in the US. So, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment to let us know what you think, and we'll keep making the content even better. Oh, money! Give me the money! It's all mine! You're the provider! And Druha the provider. There we go, just like that. How much money do we have, huh? Alright, just kidding. And these dollars, they're just lying on the ground, you just gotta bend down and pick them up. I've always thought that in this country, you can do pretty much anything. If you do it with pleasure and put out quality, sooner or later, the money will come. So when you come to pay us, cash isn't needed, not at all. That's a problem right now, you'll have to go to the bank with it. Anyway, all of this is official, we work legally, we pay our taxes.
Question about a 2019 Peterbilt. The guy's got half the right side not working. Some stuff works, some doesn't.
That's a wiring repair. That's the problem.
He wants to come Tuesday or Wednesday. Are we taking him or not?
What year? 19?
Yeah.
All right, we'll take him.
And he's leaving the truck?
Leaves the truck, yeah.
And he won't wait
No,
here?
he won't wait. He comes, drops the truck off because it'll take a while.
Right now, we're getting ready to install a brand new pipe that runs from the turbo all the way to the cooler. Because the head was completely rebuilt here, we're putting in all new parts accordingly. Practically, I'd say about 60% of all the auxiliary parts get replaced with new ones. All sorts of little rubber pieces, sealing clamps, hoses, everything that can be, we put in brand new parts as much as possible. Someone's already replaced the expansion tank here. At the moment, we're in the process of installing the pipe that runs from the turbo all the way to the radiator intercooler. The rubber pipes have to be brand new, and the clamps have to be brand new too. started up the truck, it's running smoothly, everything's perfect. Now we keep assembling and move on to regeneration. If everything goes well, after that we'll take it for a test drive at least 100 miles to see how it behaves. The computer will also stay connected to monitor all the engine readings.
Guys, take a look. This Kenworth has quite an interesting setup. It comes with a factory-installed electric APU. And in my opinion, it's actually much better than the stock one you usually get on a Freightliner. But here's the story. The owner already sent this truck to the dealer. They worked on it and charged up the batteries. The only thing I don't quite get is why they even needed to charge them. Let's take a look at those batteries. If you look closely, you'll see the batteries are swollen. That already means they're no good. What did they do? What voltage did they use to charge them? Maybe they hit them with 24 volts, but they're all swollen. They're all dead. Basically, there's no voltage on them at all. We ran all the tests, and based on the client's request, we installed regular lead-acid batteries because AGM ones are really expensive and summer's here. In this case, it seems much easier to swap out a few lead-acid batteries a few times than to put in Odyssey batteries. Personally, I use Nordstar on my truck. They're great. 5-year warranty, and they even replace them on a Freightliner. Odyssey batteries die after a year, and one costs 4 times a regular lead-acid battery. We saw that the system tries to activate but doesn't work. We decided to check there's no gas. There were only 60 grams, even though there should be 600. Here's the label showing the gas volume and the amount of oil required. So, we use this machine to check the air conditioning system and to pump out the gas, separating it in the process. It also has a built-in system to clean the gas, which is called a flush. And of course, as part of the procedure, we also carry out a full vacuum test to make sure everything is working properly. Right now, after a certain mistake, we're forced to evacuate the gas from the system again. Thanks to Sergey, there's actually twice as much gas in there, but it's not a big deal. With the extra gas, the pressure is a little higher. We were going to check it with a specific tester though, by the way. Where did he put it? We're checking for leaks using what's called a gas detector. The device looks like this, an IR infrared detector. It's a bit more expensive than a regular one, around $600 to $700. It requires a specific amount of time to start up properly, roughly around 20 seconds or so. After that, we can check all the pipes to see if there's any gas leak detected anywhere. Also, to check the air conditioning system, you need to use this kind of flashlight. It's ultraviolet. I won't shine it into the camera, but you have to trust me, it's UV. The gas is combined with a special oil designed specifically for the air conditioning system, and it's added into the system during service. If there are any leaks anywhere, you'll be able to see oil spots. Using the ultraviolet light, we can clearly identify that these spots are coming from a leak in the AC system itself. Yes, we can hear him. Why are you here? Why did you come?
Honestly,
What the heck made you come here?
my buddy talked me into it, the one who had y'all change the head. And before he showed up at your shop, that head was fine.
Nobody even knew there was a problem with the head, right?
Until I get paid, I can't recommend this service.
So somehow, well, okay, we changed the head for someone just like that in your opinion, right? Even though every head, the last one, we even record on video. All right, of course, that was just a joke.
Honestly, I was just driving by and saw the sign guys here. Oaken decided to stop in. Oaken, welcome. No load right now, but I thought we should pick them up. They say it's a good service.
Yeah, damn, it's not giving it.
That's what you said. Not me, by the way.
Я же хер не даю. Это черт не дает.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Slow down, moneybags.
Once again, I ask everyone watching these videos to make sure you share your thoughts on what's happening here. It's really important for us. It gives motivation and the desire to keep filming if people are enjoying it.
After we've refilled the air conditioner, we check for leaks one more time. There are no leaks. If you bring it over here now, it'll show right away.
There's gas, some residual amount still left. In this case, all that's left is to check how the air conditioner itself works. There wasn't any cold yet. Now, let's see how it turned out. Let's go check inside. Did you turn it on yourself or did someone else?
No, I didn't.
Ah, Anton turned it on. Perfect. Notice, I took off my boots so no one could tell me anything. Yes, everything's working, all the pipes are hot. The problem was the dead batteries and the lack of gas. And unfortunately, the gas here had leaked through these nipples. We replaced them, and that's it.
Все. Толкай. Перелил маслица.
Overfilled the power steering fluid. When hot, it should be here. When cold, it should be here. But here, it's overfilled. By the way, inside there's also an oil filter that a lot of people forget about. On a Kenworth, don't forget to cover this because usually it's left open and water can get in. And this module costs around $3,000 new. Friends, that wraps up this week. We had 5 episodes, 5 interesting stories. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you, as always, at the shop. My voice is already shot, but anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.
Не забываем, как всегда, ставить лайки, рот, то, что нужно было сказать прямо сейчас. Это очередная серия. Всем привет, Alsip Truck и снова вы на канале Автогрот.